Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Media Champions. I'm your host, Susan St. Dennis. And today I'm so excited to bring on the show Sara Picazo. Hi, Sara. How are you doing today?
Good, thank you. How are you guys?
I am doing fantastic. I'm so happy to have you on here today. Why don't you tell everybody a little bit about your business?
Well, I am with Walker Advertising, and two of our brands here, which are the brands that we represent, is 1-800 The Law 2 and Los Defensores. We've been around for about 35 years here in the marketplace. We are across California, and we are national. We have national campaigns as well in other states, and we do really well in.
Awesome. So, why don't you tell me about some changes that you're seeing in the world of marketing? Maybe some changes you're seeing in the next 2 years.
One of the things that we are actually seeing here trending, we're really on top of what's going on with, our media partners, what's going on in the competitive landscape from CTV to OTT to, out of home. I know that out of home now is really booming. And that's something that we're interested in focusing our efforts in the next 2 years. Streaming, this pandemic has put us in a position where we are starting to really focus our efforts into streaming, CTV. We have such a good team here that, we do our research, we stay on top of the trends. And that's one of the things that we're looking at in the next 2 years, more streaming, more. And, QR codes have become this big thing again. It was a big thing back a couple of years ago. And then we went through COVID. And restaurants, who's not using QR codes at this point? So I see that continuously going on through the next 2 years.
So, you mentioned how you guys stay on top of trends. I'm just curious, what tips do you have for people when it comes to staying on top of those trends, especially in this landscape where things change so quickly?
Yeah, we evolve so quickly. Things change really quickly. We have our tools. We have our research tools, Kantar, we have Nielsen, Scarborough, Clear Decisions that we utilize. But one of the things that is really important for us is also to keep on top of those trends. And one of the things that, we do on a daily basis is read. We read a lot of what's going on. We get a lot of the updates from Ad Age. That's one of the things that we keep on top of because they give us the industry changes and industry of marketing changes and trending, what's not trending anymore. So we need to really keep on top of that in order for us to do the planning and then to do the buying and the execution. So staying on top of those trends is really, really important for us. Staying on top of the competitive landscape as well. That's something we focus our efforts on. Because it's beneficial for us, to keep on top of those trends when we're planning, especially, and then strategizing.
Absolutely. That's some really great advice. And, adding on to this advice that we're giving, media planning. What is your advice to people when it comes to effective media planning?
For media planning, what we do here at Walker is there's two of us. There's two media planners here. And then there's buyers. And what we need to really focus our efforts on is the main thing is obviously we utilize Kantar for our research. But one of the biggest things for us is competitive. What is the competitive landscape like in each of the markets that we're going into? We are in all of the state of California. We're on all these markets in California, but also on a national level. So we have to keep on top of those trends. And Kantar is one of the things that we look into. But the other thing that we do utilize is Clear Decisions, where it's going to be providing us that competitive landscape, that also what is going on in that market, that maybe there's something that we're missing. And Clear Decisions will give us that attribution portion of it as well. And that's one of the things that we focus our efforts on because we optimize on a weekly basis. We are a DR agency, direct response. So for us, we're on a need basis. So we have to keep on top of that. We have to keep on top of that competitive landscape. We have to keep on track on, what are the changes in the media, our media partners that we work with, we've been working with for over 30 some years, what are the changes there? It also comes down to those DR rates that we're always negotiating for the best strategy that we have. And, moving forward, one of the things we're going to really focus our efforts on is streaming out of home. Like I said before, gaming is a big thing that's really going on right now. And again, we're getting a lot of this from the research that we do. But gaming, the QR codes, even like social media, getting that whole integration going. We focus our efforts a lot on television and radio and digital. But, one of the things that we really need to focus our efforts in moving forward is more integration. And that's really the key. We're looking at that competitive landscape. We're looking at how things are working. You go back to the 360, but the reality is it really works. It really works for our brands.
Absolutely. And, again, it comes down to being ready for these new trends. So you talked about video games, you brought that up. This is a relatively new field, especially with VR and virtual reality becoming a thing. It's important to be predicting these trends and keeping an eye on those things, because if you wait until it happens, it's going to be too late. Everyone else is going to be using
exactly. Right.
You'll be behind. So this is just great advice, Sarah. Thank you so much for coming on the show today. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. It was a pleasure. Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. And to everybody watching at home, if you'd like to learn more about Sara and Walker Advertising, you can check them out at dailyadbrief.com. We'll see you next time.